Anything, I'm curious, right? How about a Snowflake, right? The DocuSign was a really good case study. I think you would probably go to the textbook, right? And whereas a Snowflake is a very different product, right? It's actually compared to DocuSign, it is universal, right? Everyone could use it. There was a Snowflake is a hyper specialized, right? What's the anything you can share in the Snowflake where the product marketing is playing the role there, or the big wins?
I can share my sort of how my specific role helped. So Snowflake obviously was very successful as a cloud data warehouse, selling into IT, speaking to the technical audience. But as we want to sort of be seen not just like an IT vendor, but really a strategic partner and position ourselves in sort of the data cloud AI world, we need to attach ourselves to the biggest business problems sort of all these companies are facing. So that would be things like supply chain disruption, or like the raise inflation. How is that gonna impact their business, for example? So once we identify what really keeps the CEO up at night, what's like a board level initiative that the company is working on, then we think about, okay, how can we help, right? Supply chain is a data problem because you have so many data sources that's not talking to each other. Or like inventory planning, or like pricing and promotion. I think we've all seen ads where, say, on these e-commerce website, there's only say 2 items left, but they're still like paying for the paid ads, or they're still offering a discount when they didn't need to because there's only 2 items left, versus there's some other items with a lot in inventory, but they're not running promotion against. Or you get like an ad for a bag that you already purchased 2 months ago online. Like these money are like wasted money. They shouldn't. That's because marketing data is not talking to the inventory or supply chain data. And then there's these data silos, and companies are basically wasting some of their campaign dollars or not optimizing their pricing or promotion strategies. So once again, through like research, talking to industry experts, we also have in-house experts coming from the industry, as well as talking to the customers who are already using us for some of these more advanced use cases. We can identify these sales plays and then really speak to the customer at a business problem level and tie us to a business problem, sort of to help open up more opportunities and position ourselves more strategically with this audience.
Got it. Yeah, that's very helpful. And I think what you said does highlight the difference, right? In the older, that's the generation, right? Oracle database. Certainly none of what you said was pretty much present, right? It has the different image, whereas even for Azure or even for AWS, right? It's not get to the point. Whereas a Snowflake come in, the whole perception and the use cases seem a lot closer, right? A lot closer to the end users, and also touch on your point, right? You speak to the actual pain points. Even an end user can resonate, and then they probably go back to their decision maker to say, hey, we gotta think more seriously about this solution. So that's I wonder if that's why Snowflake is a very widely adopted by the younger companies' default solution. Right?
So native.
Yes, so native is very understandable. It's understandable for audience that doesn't necessarily have the decision power or all the technical depths. They don't have to be an IT expert to know what you're speaking to.
Yeah, I think taking a step back, sort of speaking more generally beyond like a particular company, it's like, say a company started with solving a particular problem. They're very successful, right? And then they can call themselves a point solution or platform. Basically, they're speaking to a specific audience, doing very well, but eventually the company will need to grow. They will need to enter new market, develop new capabilities, develop new features, and expand. And as they're expanding, then you need to change your positioning, your branding, like your messaging as a result of that. So it's almost like a natural evolution where you start focusing on the core product features, but then eventually you will need to tie yourself to a board level initiative as your company grow bigger and bigger. Yeah.
Got it. Well, that's deep.
Yeah, that's where the budget starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But very strategic topic. This is important stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there are some questions in the chat I saw are very interesting. I think maybe we'll switch channel briefly. So Rochelle said, want to hear about how you define inbound and outbound marketing from a product marketing standpoint. I have some answers from maybe performance wise, but maybe how would you? I'm curious, right? How would you reply to this?
Yeah, I know some large companies like Meta used to have these inbound product marketing role where they do a lot of market research or user research, and then they feed that research insights to the product team. So a lot of product marketers has that as part of their role, is to be the voice of customer and also bring customer and market feedback to influence product roadmap. So a lot of the inbound PMMs do that kind of work. And then outbound product marketing will work more on like campaigns, sort of speaking to the external audiences. Some of them are launching new products, but some of them are more, again, like thinking about what to say at a conference, what to say at a webinar. So that's sort of how I would divvy up the difference between inbound versus outbound. And it also depends on the life cycle. Like you can't just be doing research all day long and not doing campaigns. And the product team and the engineer, they need to have the resource to even work on the insights you have, right? So it can be like this quarter you have a project that's more like user research focused. And then the product team has these research, they're gonna like prioritize it and figure out when to work on these. And then the next quarter, you can spend your energy on some of the outbound activities, on campaigns and stuff. I find that to be the most healthy for a product marketer if you think about your own career growth. That way, you're not just like doing one thing. You actually, it's like round out your skill set. You can do customer research, influence the roadmap, but you can also activate a campaign, enable the sales team. I would recommend not look for a role that only does one thing, but actually allows you to do both.